Hi guys, how you doing? Good to see you again. It's the first time I've done a Facebook Live for a couple of weeks, so I hope you're all well. Been really busy welcoming some new members into our signature program, the Photographers Collective. So that's been pretty exciting. And yeah, what we've been chatting to those guys about this week, and some of the exercises we did on the welcome call. Brought up some of this stuff, and I thought it'd be really nice to share with the wider community, see if it's helpful for you guys. But this certainly some of the stuff that we struggled with. So yeah, in today's call, just going to be discussing some of those beliefs or perspectives that keep us stuck as photographers, perhaps stop us from growing. And these are things that Stam and I struggled with ourselves. And yeah, it really came down to a conversation we had with a mentor and good friend of ours about this stuff a few years ago that helped to shift our perspective a little bit, and just wanted to share what we've learned and what's helped us from that to build our ideal business as wedding and portrait photographers. So yeah, I'm just going to drop a link in the comments for you guys, which is for our free group. Here we go. Okay, let's just pop that in there. So yeah, I know some of you guys listening or that will watch the replay of this will already be in there, but if you find this helpful today, then definitely join us in the free Facebook group that we set up. We've got a really cool community going there of other like-minded photographers. So yeah, it'd be great to see you guys in there. So I'm just going to share my screen with you now. So let me have a little look, and do let me know, by the way. Do let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay. I always get a bit worried that people may not be able to hear the audio with all of the tech that goes on with these Facebook lives. So yeah, let me know and I'll try and keep an eye on that. Let's move this over here actually, so I can see. Okay, and I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. So I put this into some slides because I thought it'd be helpful, just so I stay on point, easy to get distracted and start waffling to you guys. So I'm sure you've got other things to be doing today. So just let me go through. So yeah, why us photographers fear growth. So this is just sharing mine and Stam's experience, really. This is stuff that I have personally struggled with. And especially at the beginning, and I still now, I think it's just part of being in the growth mindset or trying to push yourself out of the comfort zone. I'm continually having to get over these internal fears or beliefs that hold me back a little bit. And I think probably a lot of people I've spoken to anyway have said they struggle with the same stuff. So I just thought it'd be cool to share it. And then a little exercise that we discussed in our members group on our welcome call this week. I'm not going to go through the whole exercise, but there's a couple of questions that came up in there that I think might be really helpful for you guys. So we'll just go through that at the end. So let's see if I can scroll through. So yeah, 5 things that I came to my mind that really held me back anyway, me and Stam, is the reality is just growth feels really uncomfortable. It's quite scary every time I have to step out of comfort zone a little bit. Things can feel very scary. So okay, I'm just seeing if you guys can. Yes, okay, thanks guys for letting me know you can hear me. So yeah, anything that's new or outside the comfort zone, the reality is it's difficult to do. And the best example I can give you is when I first wanted to become a photographer. I had a job I hated in central London, doing something I didn't like at all. Despite being that miserable sort of mindset, I just was unwilling to take the steps needed to try to make it as a photographer. And part of that is because it just felt uncomfortable to step into the unknown and actually put myself out there a little bit. A bit like doing Facebook Live for the first time. You know, the first time I did this wasn't that long ago, and I had all of those same things came up. So I think getting comfortable with being uncomfortable is what we needed to do. But this was definitely something that I didn't like initially. So apologies if you can hear the dogs barking a little bit in the background. Happens every week, so you're probably quite used to it now. Yeah, so just following on a little bit from what I was talking about before, I think it's just instinct to want to stay comfortable, right? So certainly for me, as soon as I get into that comfortable place, then it can be difficult to then step out of that again. And that can happen when trying to take new or interesting photos, sticking to the same methods and the same types of images. That can make me feel bored. So I know I need to not stay comfortable to be able to feel inspired by what I'm doing. And it also means my clients and people that we work with get much better photos as well. But I think the natural or the default setting for me is to want to stay in that comfort zone. So this is not something that I don't think anyone I've spoken to finds it natural to be able to take these steps. And I certainly didn't. But I know that the results come, and the outcome that I want, having a photography business that I love running and getting to help more clients, have more impact with those clients, comes from not allowing myself to stay too comfortable. Because otherwise someone described it to me as saying we end up serving up vanilla instead of rocky road, which is quite a funny phrase, but it really made me think about how I can act as a photographer. And yeah, if I get too comfortable, then it inevitably means the photos that I produce are probably a bit safe and a bit boring, and nothing particularly defined about them. This was huge for me. It doesn't matter if you're one day into your career, or if you're 10 years into it, this feeling that, oh, who am I to be doing this? Who am I to be talking to people about photography? Who am I to be booking my ideal clients? Those beliefs and that feeling was stopping us having our ideal business at the beginning. And there was some big growing pains in the first few years whilst we tried to overcome these feelings, because if putting that energy out into the world that I don't deserve certain types of clients, or I'm not good enough to have this, or other photographers should be getting this work, not me. All of those kind of feelings, they're self-fulfilling prophecy for me. Like if we believe that, then the energy we put out there to the world means that just we're not going to get the clients that we want, or we're not going to attract our ideal clients. Let's put it that way. So since we changed this and managed to move past this, we've always been lucky to work with some fantastic people, but we've attracted more people that are our perfect clients and the kind of people that we love to work with. There seems to be more alignment there since we managed to move past this imposter syndrome. And the other one, yeah, and again, it comes back to that being too vanilla with the photography we're doing. It's so easy to feel like, oh, well, everyone else takes these kinds of photos, so I'll just stick to these kinds of photos. And actually that belief, wanting to stay safe and not get my work rejected, it stopped us growing, stopped us defining the style as photographer. And at the end of the day, all of those things, defining our style, having a brand voice, having a story to tell about the type of pictures that we like taking, they're all things that will attract people that we want to work with. And by not doing that at the beginning and being too worried about what people thought of the work, stopped me pushing myself. I know Stan feels exactly the same about this, but we always try to do something that we haven't done before when we're working with clients, just to see what it feels like to try something new. It's okay if it doesn't work out, or if it wasn't exactly what we were expecting, but just getting used to doing that and not worrying about the bad photos. And also this feeling that everything everything has been done before, so I can't be you can't be a photographer because every type of photography has been done. There's too many photographers. I can't be a photographer because there's already thousands doing it, or every style's been tried, nothing's original. All of those kind of limiting beliefs also was something that we really struggled with. Do we really have anything to offer? And the answer is yes, we do, 100%, and all of you guys do as well, that have been having this conversation with us, or anyone developing or having a business does. And yeah, this conversation that we had with a good friend and mentor of ours quite a few years ago now, but it really opened up some new thinking. And our business, it's one of the reasons that our business has progressed to such an interesting place. I just want to check the just hope you can see the slides. Not sure if you can, but anyway, hopefully you can. Yeah, so one of the main things they said to me was there may be other people offering a similar product, and that's fine, but none of those people offering that product are you and Stam. And I thought about it for a bit and was like, well, yeah, that is true, because we are doing a lot more than just offering photos, right? So it's a relationship-based business where we're delivering a service of taking photos, but the way that we connect with our clients and the way we approach doing our work can be extremely different to how other people approach it. And what we do is going to be perfect for our ideal clients, and other people, even with a similar style, they're going to have their tribe of people that just loves their approach, loves the way that they interact with their clients, etc. That's going to be a better fit than Stam and I. So knowing that yes, other photographers have a similar service and product in terms of the images, but they're not me and Stam, and the same for you guys, no one else is you, means that you can offer something to your group of people, your ideal audience, that if the product's good, people are going to want to connect with that. So the other thing was to get to the best images, and images that you feel really proud of. I had to embrace the bad images, because I was so scared of taking a bad photo at the beginning. I couldn't evolve my way to a good image. I couldn't evolve my way to a really nice photo. And I don't know if you guys can resonate with that, but I was really so scared of showing people the back of the camera or anything like that in case the photo wasn't good enough, even though it's so subjective, taking photographs, that I was unwilling to try new things or to look at my work in a critical way so that I could improve it, or ask for other people's opinions so that I could improve it. Let's let me plug this in. Sorry guys, I'm just worried my laptop's about to run out of batteries here. Okay, light's gone off, but I have to carry on like that. I was about to cut out then, so I'm glad I noticed in time. So yeah, just embracing taking bad photos. To get to a good photo, I always start with really simple stuff that may not be particularly inspiring, and then as I'm taking the stuff that I know my clients will love and making it all about my clients, just being willing to try new angles, new things. And I'd heard before by, I think Ben Chrisman said to us when we were doing some mentoring with him a few years ago, that you just want to try to take lots of different types of image in each scene. So get close, get far away, get low down, get high up, just do everything and just see how it looks, see how different perspectives look. And 99% of them aren't going to be the shot that you like, and that's okay, but that's how you get to the good one. So don't feel that when you look at some of the best photographers out there, that the portfolio on their website is every photo they take looks like that, because it doesn't. Certainly mine and Stam's work, there's thousands of very average pictures on every shoot that we do to get to the final images that we feel happy with and our clients love. So Seeing if anyone got any questions. Okay, let's see what else. Yeah, so also this thing about everything being done before, it really helped shift my perspective to realize that our clients, especially if you're a wedding or portrait photographer, our clients are unique and the photos are special for them. If you're doing weddings, it's genuinely a unique piece of family history for that couple and for their wider family. If you do portrait shoot, Stan was just about to launch her fine art pet photography business, but you know, pets don't live a huge amount of time, so having these incredible memories of them or pieces of artwork to put on the wall is really special for each person that's got the emotional connection to that subject that you were shooting. So there is always going to be something special you can offer for each of your clients. And as I was touching on before, yeah, the photos are only a really tiny part of what we're really offering, because it's more of a relationship business. I mean, for us, we feel like it's really important to meet our clients before. Firstly, it helps us get access to documentary photography. I feel like if there's a bit of a relationship there, the couple are kind of really comfortable with our energy in the room early in the day when we arrive, and then that helps us get better photos for them. But everything that we do is designed around trying to make the wedding day really smooth, and weddings is the main thing that we're focused on with this type of client. And so we can offer something special, you know, for Stam and I, the fact that we're a couple and so there's one boy, one girl there. We always try to build everything around how we can make their wedding day as smooth as possible. So certain clients want to have lots of time doing portraits and things like that. Our ideal clients, they prefer not being taken away from their wedding day too much, and for us to kind of work our magic around the day and get them all of that cool stuff on our website without having to take over their wedding day. So all of that, the approach side is probably the thing that we get the most feedback about, people being really happy about. So it's about a lot more than just our photos. So yes, there's many photographers take photos in a similar style to us. There's many photographers better than us. If you're just looking at the aesthetic, we can always find people that are going to be subjectively better, but it's not just about that. It's about finding people that love everything about how you work, plus the final product that you're delivering. That's huge shift in our perspectives, helped us a massive amount. Yeah, and the other thing is, it's so easy to look at photographers that have a big following on Instagram, a big following on Facebook, and just seem to have all of this engagement and connection and think, oh, that's unattainable. I can't get there. It's impossible to do that. But Stam and I are proof that that's just not true, because I wasn't a photographer 9 years ago. I had a completely different job, and I just talked about it. I talked about how I wanted to be one, and all of this stuff I've been mentioning before stopped me growing into that role. I held myself back. I got in my own way, and every single photographer started with no portfolio, no Instagram followers, no email list, no clients. Everybody started from that point. And if all of them had said, oh, it's too busy, the industry is too saturated, it's impossible to make money doing this, then that limiting belief would have stopped them making the progress that they've made. And it's the same for us. Like, we were lucky to connect with some great photographers that helped us to more shift our mindset around this stuff. But if you're offering a good product and you have a way to generate traffic to your website, to offering enough value that people want to leave their information when they visit your website, and building a nice brand of beautiful images and powerful portfolio, then there's always room in any marketplace for that, even if there is lots of photographers out there. Yeah, it needs to be a balance between the creative and the business side, for sure, but it's possible for anyone. So yeah, just to finish off today, guys, this is something I discussed with the founding members inside our signature program, the Photographers Collective, in our welcome call. And it's such an, I'm not going to go through the whole exercise, but it's such an interesting perspective, I think, and it's such interesting questions to think about when growing your business, because there is a how-to. We can look up anything we want on Google about how do we do this type of lighting, how do we do this kind of SEO, how do we write Facebook ads copy, how do we generate more traffic to our website, how do we get more bookings, what's the best camera we should be using. You can find a video on YouTube or an article on Google for every single one of these questions. But what I would ask you guys is to think about, firstly, who do you admire that you follow? It doesn't just have to be online, but everything is pretty much online now. But who do you admire that you follow online, and why do you admire them? Because when I think about the people that I follow and I admire that are very successful, I don't think about the technical things that they're good at, like, oh wow, they're so good at off-camera lighting. It's more the attributes they've got. If they have a very authentic style, or their approach is really friendly, or they're such personable people, they work with such humility. It's those things that I know that we need to demonstrate in our business to be able to build similar success in our business. So we can get very caught up in the processes, which are important, how to be effective with our social media channels, and how to speak to clients in a way that's approachable. All of those processes are important, but if it was just to do with those processes, then we could all just look this stuff up on Google and everyone would be successful, but that isn't the case. We all have access to the same information, but not everyone gets the same results. And I think for me, it's more to do with this stuff. How much of the qualities that I admire in others that are successful do I demonstrate in my own business? That is where the answer is. That's really the secret to progression for Stam and I, is to focus more on that stuff whilst trying to learn which processes are going to work for our business. Yeah, for sure, that's definitely right. But if we've got all of those processes and we don't demonstrate the qualities of the people that we admire, then we're probably not going to get the same results as the people that we admire. So yeah, just wanted to finish on that today. So thank you guys for listening. I could try to do this a bit more often now. We've got the doors are closed now to our membership, so we'll just be focusing on making sure our founding members get the results they want in their business. But it does mean we'll have a little bit more time now that doors are closed to focus on these Facebook Lives. So we'll be back again next week. You can join our free group, the Photographers Collective. I've put a link already in the Facebook Live, so go and check that out if you want to connect with us in there. And if you've got any specific problems in your businesses that you want help with, then feel free to send us a direct message and we'd be happy to chat to you about how we might be able to help with some of those problems that you might be having in your business today. So yeah, let's connect there, either on Facebook or on Instagram. In the meantime, guys, just have a fantastic weekend, and thank you very much for being here. I'll look forward to speaking to you all either over email or in the Facebook groups that we've got set up. Take care, guys, and speak to you soon.